Give us your thoughts on leadership in our community.
I didn't know there was any, to be honest with you, to be real frank. Um, from what I've seen and them espousing um, racism when it's not even relevant, and getting too many people standing around the water cooler having conversations that have nothing to do with anything. Uh, I think there's been incompetency, but I think it's been acceptable for you to be incompetent and can be in leadership. They haven't addressed the real issues, and they do the old, they always reach back to, the old crutch of white racism. Um, so to me, I don't feel there's no leadership. And if there is leadership, are they willing to be responsible and answer for the last 40 years, the lack of leadership? The, are they willing to say, you know what, I have to embrace these negatives. I have to embrace the fact that we have over 70% of children born out of wedlock. We have black women with the highest rate of HIV, largest single adult population. Black males, the highest incarceration rate per capita to any group. Um, the family structure, are they not going to be stand for that or say these are the questions we need to raise and make them priority and we see them on TV. These are the answers. These are the these are the problems that they're talking about, and they don't make them like imperative and priority. I haven't seen no leadership. I've heard them hit and miss. They talk about it, they're out.
All right,
They go back to the crutch of racism
let's
every
get
time.
specific. I'm gonna say a name. You give me your opinion.
Okay.
Al Sharpton.
Gina Six. They're gonna go back to jail. Um, Once again, it goes back to when asked about the family structure, he always emphasizes and go about white racing when it's not relevant. He won't worry about some sportscast or some shock jock or somebody that said something. Why do you even care? For one, why? You know, why is it even really any concern? I mean, we have real issues, and they don't have nothing to do with a shock jock, or it don't have nothing to do with even the police or some boys who jumped somebody or some criminal act. I mean, there are issues that are paramount, way beyond that. But these are issues they just say, you know what, we're going to talk about to distractions.
Jesse Jackson.
Once again,
Is it a different person?
no, it's not really different. No, no, pretty much. You got the same buffoon that you have in the other situation. All of them, all the top guys they call leaders are pretty much the same buffoons. They won't take responsibility for the decline of our community, but they'll take responsibility when they want to be the standard bearers. They want to be there for this show and no go. They want to be there and say, "We're the stand. Yeah, I'm the leader." But then you won't take on responsibility. If I ask them, if you was ask them, "Hey, do you feel responsible with your leadership in the last 25, 30, 40 years?" The negatives, no.
Louis Farrakhan.
Oh God. Here's a guy who went over to get money from Gaddafi, and here you have genocide being committed and slavery being committed in Darfur. Instead of him saying, redirect those monies and tell the Islamic world, you don't talk about a little sliver of Israel, and you talk about the largest country in Africa, Sudan. He was getting money. Their situation in Darfur is way more of importance and severe than anything. Black Americans have the highest quality of life than any other blacks on the planet. And now we have at the apex of power a black man. So yeah, Louis Farrakhan is a joke. He never talks about one, the Islamic invasions of Northern Africa and enslavement of Arabs. Very, very few black people know anything about that. He says it's our religion. When they talk about reparations, these leaders, they never say, are we going to go and ask the various tribes in Africa from Nigeria to Ghana for reparations? Actually, because they're the ones who went inside interior Africa and brought them to the coast. I'm not going to make demands on the quality of life I got on this planet and not make demands on, look at blood diamonds. So these guys are highly incompetent leaders, and they go back to the crutch of racism. That's all they have the same. They go back to this crutch because it resonates. Where does it resonate from? No, it's all black Harlem. Black guy killed another black guy. It's all black Harlem. You don't figure out what white racism has something to do with it. It's amusing, just amusing. It isn't music, but they go to that crutch because you know what? People think it resonates. Even they got to have a boogeyman, and racism is that boogeyman.
Do you think celebrities have a responsibility to the community?
Imagery means a lot. Um, that's not their role, but to some extent goes back to imagery. Yeah, I think they do. Um, when I think about, let's say, for instance, you see Cindy Poitier, I don't even pronounce his name right, but do you think he said like a Jackie Robinson? Um, when you think about entertainers of the past that were standard bearers, um, yeah, yeah, I think that they have a role. How significant? Golly, it's gonna vary. But yeah, everybody has a place. When you're in the spotlight, you do. I think if nothing else, you got to be on good behavior. Espousing bad, just oh god, just bad ideas. It's just not good. And two, imagery. So just conduct yourself well. I think we need to see more images of your Jackie Robinson. Like I always tell somebody, when I look at these people who came from the South, and that's why I like it when people can never get me with the poverty issue and the race issue, because those people prior to the 1940s till we had this leadership we got today, you had long-term marriages when there wasn't no. So people say, "Oh, economics. Economics don't have nothing to do with it." When it ain't like I said, it goes back to that statement. 14 decades after we stayed together, in 1920s, we had our highest rate of marriage, and that's when the Klan had its highest rate of membership. So white racism and poverty has nothing to do with being a good person or being a provider or the best you can. Even if you're not a provider, doing the best you can by your family. If not enough, you don't abandon. So these leaders haven't addressed it. Role models need to do a better job of emphasizing. Everybody, I think, yeah, has a role to play. Everybody. Your common man to your celebrity, your athlete, everybody. I mean, stuff this clown, shine, spook stuff. Be decent people. Me, I always say, be good, decent black Negroes, Get tired of these, be good people, good people. I knew a lot of good Negroes. I mean, African American, we got close to term with a name. Look at the decay of our community. How we overemphasize names and then overemphasize conduct. And I'm happy with either black or Negro. I'm cool with that. You got another question?